Right, are you ready to make an optical illusion? An optical illusion is a trick of the eye. So we're going to do something on this paper here that's going to make us think that we're seeing something that actually we're not. It's really good for hand control, and also it's quite good because you need to have a bit of patience to do this, and it's always good to practice being patient with work, particularly artwork. So you need to draw a slightly bendy line across your page and put on about 7 dots at different distances apart. They don't need to be equally spaced, so don't worry about getting that right. And we're going to start from the top with a black pen, jumping from one dot to the next to begin with a very small curve. Now, the slower you go, the more accurate you will probably be. Can you see that I am moving my whole arm as well when I do these lines? I'm not just moving my fingers and I'm not just moving my wrist. So you probably can see that. You see my whole arm moving. I will get a more steady line if I move my whole arm. Now you're jumping from dot to dot with a nice curve, making sure that you're going right the way back to the dot that you started on. And you'll also notice that I'm not just concentrating on one of these, I'm always going from the top all the way down. Now these curves are getting slightly bigger here, you can see, and this is what we're aiming for. So as you go, you might want to turn some music on because this will take you a while, but I promise it's worth it. Okay, so you'll keep going like this. This is how it starts to develop. You'll see the lines get more and more curvy, but each time, as I said, you must make sure that you go right the way back down to the dot. Now I just wanted to show you here how what starts happening and how you can deal with this. So as we get to here, can you see this one here is like this one, it's quite small and it's going to start disappearing. Now you don't need to do anything about that, don't worry about it. You don't need to change what you're doing. You just keep going, and gradually what will happen, if I pick this one up here just to show you, what will happen is it will just disappear, and that's fine. You just carry on. Can you see? Now when you've done one line, one side completely, and when you get to the outside of the paper, you just keep going as if you know where it would go. Can you see? I've gone off the paper, and then you kind of come back on where you imagine it would come back on. So when you've done one side, you need to do the other side as well. And look, this is how it can end up. The very last thing that you do is go back onto your original line. If you can still see it in pencil, mine's very light actually. And that completes this optical illusion. So look, it really feels like these are almost like springs that are coming out of the page and going back down again, and that this one is disappearing further away than this bit is. So we're creating the illusion of depth here, and I think it's great to use your motor control, the way that you use your hands, to create an effect like this that looks great. Hope you have fun.